Class A Illinois State basketball champion for 1983. In today's semifinals, unbeaten Flanagan is tested by the tough Foxes of McLeansboro, and then the Havana Ducks get a chance to knock off defending champion Lawrenceville, winners of 66 games in a row. Good morning, basketball fans. I'm Frank Bissoni, and we welcome you to the semifinals. The four teams competing today have a combined record of 116 wins and only 7 losses. In the game first today, we'll have in the middle big against bigger, 6'8" against 7 feet. And for more on the lineup, Serene, Reed, Braxic, Terry, and Gundy for the Falcons. Reed, Kirsch, Sloan, Sturm, and Lee for the Foxes. Who's got the opener? Flanagan starts with it. And we'll tell you right at the top that Flanagan has a change in its roster. Rob Rushley, not feeling well today, is ill, not here. Jim Mallory replaces him on the roster, non-starting. Shireen. First rebound of the Foxes. As Shireen decides the first shot.
These teams are going to match man-to-man defenses today, Frank, and I think the defense will be an important part of this ballgame.
Already, the Foxes' offense is way out on the court. Tracy Sturm is 42, comes off the high post with Brian Sloan. That's Jerry Sloan's son, fakes Braxic and shoots. The first foul of the game is called on Brian Sloan.
This is one of the things that they wanted to avoid, was early fouls on the big man. Brian Sloan missed the shot, came in over the top of Braxic.
Sloan weighs 190, he's a junior. Braxic weighs 250, he's a senior.
I think we can expect a lot better shooting from both teams, but Flanagan in particular, they shot 35% yesterday. Matt Shireen, their second-team All-Stater, scored only 6 points.
There's a lob inside to Braxic for his turnaround to the ceiling. Over the rainbow for 2. Flanagan breaks on top, and Flanagan puts on the pressure. Tracy Sturm in the backcourt. He's helped by Darren Lee. Now let's watch if Lee's ankle is all right. As he has really got it. Here's a steal in the backcourt by Brian Gundy to the driving Shireen for 2.
Outstanding defensive play by Brian Gundy. You know, Bob Husada of Tuscaloosa was really impressed with the pressure that Flanagan put on his Tuscaloosa team yesterday.
High post Brian Sloan. The winner of this game will play for the state championship tonight. The loser will play in the third place game. That's Kevin Kirsch, 44. Sturm 3. It's short, and the rebound comes to Serene on the mark. Serene goes to the right for a pop. Sloan gets the board. .6:01 now. Flanagan 4, McLeansboro nothing. The Foxes look for their first hoop. They fake and move. Kurt Reed baseline, bad angle, Braxic rebound. Watch the Falcons run. 3-on-2 against them. Here's a pop from Perry. Shireen might have pushed off on the board. Matt Shireen found himself alone, and that's what the call is.
Tracy Sturm had him screened off, Frank, and Shireen pushed off, trying to get that offensive board.
The pressure stays. That's Sturm against Shireen. A couple of nice-looking athletes. Still 4-0 Flanagan. And Flanagan's got McLeansboro way out with their offense. Way out. Gundy's got a hand on one. Kirsch is free. Throws it off Flanagan and out of bounds. The ball hit Dan Perry. And David Lee is concerned early.
Brian Gundy should be a magician, Frank. Such hands.
Inside it goes to Sturm for a layup. That's the second time in the tournament we've seen them do that. And I must report that Darren Lee is favoring that weakened ankle considerably, trying to guard Dan Perry. Braxic is double-teamed inside. Scott Reese baseline left. Here's an outlet pass, and Darren Lee has it. Kurt Reed, stop and pop. Braxic.
Braxic and Sloan both went to the boards, but the bigger boy came off with it, Bill Braxic.
Braxic hasn't gotten involved in the offense yet. McLeansboro's been very conscious of him. They've got Kevin Kirsch on him, man-to-man. Shireen. And that's a Brian Sloan rebound. 4:28, first quarter. Flanagan leading McLeansboro 4-2. Here comes Sloan. Turnaround fade, short. That's a tough shot when you're fading from the basket.
Fading and going over a 7-footer besides.
Now Flanagan tries to up its lead with the ball. They swing it. Still man-to-man by the Foxes. Shireen looks inside. Still haven't got it to Braxic on the offense. Perry uses Gundy for a foul line riser that's not going to be good. And Brian Sloan's got another one, and here they come. Up ahead of the pack. Oh, was Tracy Sturm, and the ball hit his knee and went out of bounds. Tough break for McLeansboro.
Very tough break, but you notice Brian Sloan is taking care of the defensive board for the McLeansboro Foxes.
Second turnover on the Foxes. Now Flanagan. Shireen goes baseline right. Flanagan ball. Went off the fingertips of Darren Lee. And into the game for Flanagan. It will be 42. Lee Ringenberg, a 6'3" senior. There's Lee. And Matt Shireen checks out.
I think he wants Shireen to come over and sit down and look at it just for a minute or so to try to relax. I think he's forcing his shot because Shireen is an excellent shooter, Brian.
Get the first couple to go down, then when they go, Braxic makes a move. He fades, shoots it off the board, and a foul on Braxic.
Good call by the official, Brian. Bill Braxic went up to the 15-footer, as we'll see on the replay. Goes up for about the 10, 12-footer. Doesn't get it off the board, and watch him go crashing to the board.
That's the way Sloan got his foul, so each of the big people in the middle have one foul apiece. All right. Shireen back in the game for the Falcons is hawking Tracy Sturm. We're down to 3:10 first quarter, and it's only 4-2. Sloan finds himself with the ball in the paint. He fakes, he shoots, and Braxic has the board. Braxic and Shireen comes down.
And Sloan just missed another foul there. They're going to have to be very careful following those shots to the board.
The Falcons have Perry on the wing left. And in the corner, Gundy. Look at Sloan. Look at him throw the outlet pass. And that one hit Kurt Reed in the foot. And a whistle, jump ball. Somebody went rolling over Kurt Reed. It was Scott Reese. Talk about intensity. Ringenberg back in and Gundy out. Now we have timeout on the court. 2:42 first quarter. Flanagan 4, McLeansboro 2. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.
In 1968, corn farmers started using a new rootworm insecticide, Diphenate. Year after year, more farmers used Diphenate and stayed with Diphenate. In 15 years, there's never been a resistance problem, so there's no reason to rotate insecticides. In fact, all the square acres of corn protected by Diphenate would circle the earth 88 times with no resistance. That's why, today, Diphenate is the leading corn rootworm insecticide. It's all you need.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
Don't worry, call the Car X-Man.
Do you do foreign cars?
Foreign cars aren't foreign to Car X, ma'am. Japanese, German, French. We stock just the right muffler. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Foreign or American. Another country heard from.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
Don't worry, call the Car X-Man.
Second long outlet pass that Brian Sloan has made that looks like it might result in an easy basket, but was mishandled as they started down court.
The passes have been just hitting the players too low. With 2:42 to go in the first quarter, the Foxes control the tip. Now they call out a set play. That's Darren Lee, 20. He was hurt at the start of yesterday's game, and he's suffering the ankle. Sloan scores over Braxic, and it counts in a foul on Braxic.
Quite a move to the basket by Brian Sloan. On the replay, we see from the high post, they cleared out the side for him. Brian Sloan goes. Look at him deliver the ball to the rim over that 7-footer. Second foul on Braxic, one shot for Brian Sloan.
That's the first real head-to-head confrontation between the two big men this afternoon.
If Sloan would have an advantage as McLeansboro takes the lead on the three-pointer, it would be in quickness.
Very definitely.
Braxic has the advantage in size and strength and experience. And there's Braxic traveling. McLeansboro by 1 and the ball, 2:19. This one will go to the wire. You can bet on it. Pressure is good by Flanagan. They really play defense. Darren Lee, the senior, comes to the right. That's Kurt Reed. Line drive, Kurt Reed, 7-4, and McLeansboro has run 5 unanswered points.
Excellent ball movement against that man-to-man as they reverse the ball to the weak side for the jumper by Kurt Reed.
Flanagan sets up in a double stack offense, a box there. Reese goes along the baseline. Watch Flanagan hit an outside shot here pretty quick. Green goes to Ringenberg. Reese fakes. Green still pulls. But Flanagan holds on to it. It went off Sloan.
That's one reason that McLeansboro defense is looking so tough inside. They've been able to hold back in on Braxic because Flanagan's having problems from the outside.
Ringenberg, they're out. Brian Gundy, the starter, back in. The pass comes way outside. Flanagan controls. Nearly stolen by the Foxes. The local newspaper today said the tournament was the Ducks, the Falcons, the Foxes, and the Mule. And the Mule, you know, is Marty Simmons. There's the ball slapped away from Braxic, but Flanagan remains control. And David Lee is up talking with his team. The defense is good both sides. Here's Braxic. Here's a foul on Sloan. The big men have 2 fouls apiece in the first quarter. And that's an important statistic as Jerry Poole looks.
Okay, on the replay, we see going in low to Braxic. This time Sloan ends up on him trying to block the shot from behind for his second foul. You know, in order to try to avoid the foul problems, they have been guarding, Kevin Kirsch has been guarding him inside. But that time Sloan ended up on Braxic.
Flanagan gets Scott Reese out. And Scott Gehrig, 24, comes in as 6'2" senior. Scott Gehrig. Braxic makes the free throw, his 3rd point of the game. Makes the score 7-5 in favor of McLeansboro. 1-12.
Frank, it'll be interesting to see how these coaches handle this foul situation with their big players. Both big boys having 2 fouls with 1:12 to go.
And it's a 7-6 game. The Foxes with the ball in the lead. Sturm, left-hand dribble. Flanagan stays man-to-man. Braxic matched up with Sloan. Head-to-head. Here comes Sloan again. Saps in. Block taken away by Braxic. Great play by Braxic. What a sparkling defensive play by Braxic. He made the block and the steal.
The very same play that Sloan beat him on the last time. He was the winner this time.
2 excellent high school basketball players. Well, of course, there's all kinds of them on the court. Great athletes. Shireen around the screen by Braxic for a pop. Rebound of the Foxes, Darren Lee. 23 seconds, first quarter. I think McLeansboro wants 1 shot now. It's 4-corner. Sloan at the high post. Gundy nearly shut that down. Darren Lee works with the ball. 7, 6, 5. Kurt Reed. Reed. Shovel shot by Lee. Tip by Lee. That's it. First quarter's over. A low-scoring but tight game. McLeansboro with 7. Flanagan with 6. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
This time, Bill Braxic comes out on top. Look at him put his hand right on top of that ball. Excellent call by the official. And not only did he block the shot, he got the ball.
Ball looks like a grapefruit in his hand.
You know, Frank, the low score, I think, is not just the result of poor shooting. There's some excellent defense being played, but I think it's very critical for Flanagan that they get a basket down here very soon because that rim is shrinking on Matt Shireen.
Sloan got the tip. If he didn't get it early, he just really went out and got it. Second quarter starts. If you just joined us, McLeansboro is in the green, Flanagan in the white. McLeansboro is 30-3, Flanagan 29, and zip. Kurt Reed. Sloan nearly tipped it in. Darren Lee tries. Braxic, a tower of strength, pulls another rebound down. He had 11 rebounds in the game yesterday to match with 22 points. Now Flanagan shoots for the lead, and Shireen's inside, missed it. There's your first quarter stats. Flanagan only 2 of 13 for 15%. McLeansboro 3 of 12, 25. Both perfect at the foul line. Flanagan led the rebounds 10-7. No turnovers to speak of. McLeansboro 2, Flanagan 1.
That's the second time that they've had trouble inbounding the ball under their own basket. Turnover this time, the ball coming to McLeansboro.
Gary Poole has to get Matt Shireen on track for his Flanagan ball club. Mathis not shooting well, and he's such a key factor.
And he just took him out again. Scott Gehrig, number 24, the 6'2 senior, replaces Matt Shireen. Here's a pass, a wild one, and Flanagan picked it off but stepped out of bounds. Dan Perry grabbed the ball and then stepped, and we could see that. That happened exactly in front of us here at courtside at the Assembly Hall.
You could have called that one correctly, Frank.
That's the only one, though. Here's Tracy Sturm inbounding. McLeansboro still holds its 7-6 lead. Man-to-man Flanagan, and they have that defense that bites the numbers off your shirt. Kevin Kirsch looks. Inside it goes to Kirsch, and the ball is hacked out of his hands, and a foul on Gundy. Gundy's really aggressive defensively.
Brian Gundy with those quick hands we referred to earlier, but you go after that ball often enough, you're going to come up with those reaching and grabbing fouls.
Brian's dad, Roger, played high school basketball. Lots of these fathers did. Both sides. Sturm lobs inside for Kurt Reed, but too high. The third turnover on the Foxes, and it's still 7-6. Flanagan with 2 turnovers in the game. And now the white-clad Falcons come up. Defense still the same. Tough. Wait a minute. No, it's not a man-to-man anymore. Braxic turns around and shoots it in. If it was really a sink.
I think they've gone 2-3 zone, Frank, that time down the floor at least.
Flanagan's reclaimed the lead at 8-7 as Bill Braxic sticks it in, and a Flanagan steal. Perry stole it, stolen back by Tracy Sturm. Look at the action. Sturm still coming. Darren Lee inside, charging. Darren Lee picks up the foul here.
Darren Lee taking the ball baseline, and watch this great defensive play by Scott Gehrig. Cutting off the baseline, good call by the official, Flanagan's ball.
And Scott Gehrig, or was it, no, it's Perry.
Perry is shaken up.
Perry's got, looks like a knot or got hit on the upper arm, his left arm, and he's gone out. Reese is back in. Ringenberg. Brian Sloan snatches it off the board. Flanagan leads by 1, 8-7. I'm Frank Bassoni along with Art Kimball and Coach Keith Baldwin of Watsika, bringing you the Class A semifinals. Sloan has the shot blocked by Braxic. Saved by Gundy. Nice play by Gundy.
The only reason he could throw that ball back in under the opposing basket, he knew he was throwing it to a 7-foot tower.
Gehrig's on the right wing, and he has it slapped away by Sloan and out of bounds. Last touch by Ringenberg. Once again, Dave Lee on one sideline with the coat off. Jerry Poole on the other. His coat's off, too. This is for a spot in the championship game. 5:22 in the first half. The Foxes have Sloan. Look at Gundy. He stole the ball again. Now it's 2-on-2. Now 3-on-2 Flanagan. Gundy elects to slow it up. Baseline Reese. Scott Reese puts Flanagan ahead by 3. at the 5-minute mark.
Scott Reese is a 10-point scorer, so if Shireen is not going to get the job done, Scott Reese is somebody that can come in and do it.
Perry is back on the bench for Flanagan, Frank, with ice on that shoulder.
Here's a whistle. We're going to have a foul on Flanagan as Kurt Reed made a move to the goal. Foul is going to be called on Ringenberg. For 12 years, Country Companies Insurance has been presenting this Class A boys tournament on television. Country Companies and its nearly 1,000 agents hope you'll join us next weekend for the boys Double A and then the girls championship games on March 26th. Dan Perry is sitting just to our right, and he's got an ice pack on his left shoulder. Free throw is missed. And Flanagan has the ball in a 3-point lead, and the ice didn't take long. Perry's ready to go back in. This is a zone. And this is Gehrig shooting over an air ball. Ringenberg saves it and shoots. Another air ball. Gehrig again blocked. Braxic off Braxic, McLeansboro ball.
Flanagan really battling that offensive board, Frank, but to no avail. They did not score.
Perry in, Ringenberg out.
They really miss Perry in there because he's such an outstanding defensive player. Gives them 2 fine defensive guards.
Both these teams are really physical. They both play hard, and they both play tough defense. Kurt Reed is a handful. Swatted away by Braxic. Watch Flanagan answer. 10-7 Flanagan. And I'm sure McLeansboro's never had so many shots turned away inside as Braxic has done today. At least this early in the game. Shot outside by Perry is rebounded by Kurt Reed at 6'4" and 175 or 80. He's a rangy athlete. He's a track star. He's a football signee at Southern Illinois. 3:37. Flanagan by 3. Sloan fakes. Darren Lee's alone for a shovel shot for 2. Lee makes it a 10-9 game, and now there's a timeout being called by Flanagan. 3:26. First half, a 1-point game. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. Go in the first quarter, and there's little to separate these two fine teams.
You know, we expected a close ball game. We expected an intense ball game, but 10-9 midway through the second quarter, never.
You're looking at Flanagan's Dan Perry, who throws the ball in, and the Falcons come from our right to our left against the Foxes of McLeansboro. That's Gundy outside. These teams work hard at shutting down the pass, work hard at stealing it. Braxic bashed in to Sloan. Foul on Braxic. That's a big call in the game. They hit together, and Braxic got called for the foul, his 3rd.
Okay, I'll be very interested to see this. You know, you have to give that man room to come down and make a move to the basket. I say Brian Sloan moved in and did not give him ample opportunity to make his move.
The foul goes against Braxic, his 3rd. That's 3:12 to go in the first half. Let's mark that down and make sure we remember when Braxic picked up that 3rd personal.
Doesn't matter what I say, does it, Frank?
You can be right, but it doesn't count. Free throw is home by Brian Sloan. He has 4. 2 out of 2 so far at the foul line. Stays perfect. McLeansboro reclaims the lead at 11-10 on a pivotal call. Now the question is, will Jerry Poole get Braxic out of the game? Perry. Gehrig loads to the right. Perry's going to shoot it. It's short. Rebound is tipped out nicely by Gehrig, and a steal by Tracy Sturm. The Foxes on the run. Kurt Reed has it stolen by Gundy. Here come the Falcons. Gundy eases it up, waits for Braxic. He sets up the post. 2:40, first half. McLeansboro by 1 point. Gehrig's outside. He's going to miss right. He tracked it down. Flanagan is just not shooting like they're accustomed to shoot. Perry left. Braxic's in the middle with 3 personals. Sloan has 2. Here's Sloan rejecting Reese's shot. Oh, the pass is stolen by Perry. He just beat Reed to the ball.
Outstanding hustle by Perry.
Now we're down to 2:05. And they go across to Perry for a pop from the left side. And Perry gets his first two and puts Flanagan in the lead by 1. And once again, the lead changes hands as Darren Lee, with that hobbled ankle, still works hard, gets the ball to Kirsch. Cut play to Sturm. And Sturm got it jammed along inside. He got under too far.
Beautiful set play, though, by the McLeansboro Foxes.
Kirsch to Reed to the driving Sturm, and he couldn't get it to go down. Flanagan, a 1-point lead in the ball. Scott Gehrig, a 10-footer, overshot. Kirsch rebounds. 1:25 first half. And still we can't find any separation in these two fine basketball teams. Brian Sloan turns. He's in the paint. He hooked. He missed. It came out to Darren Lee. He's going to try. It didn't go, but he's fouled by Gundy. Second foul on Gundy. Now Gundy out and Shireen in.
Okay, we're watching now as Darren Lee goes up to the shot, the foul on the arm by number 14, Brian Gundy. That's Gundy's second foul, Frank.
Darren Lee averages 10. He has 2. And he missed. He's a 65% free throw shooter.
Matt Shireen back in the ball game after being in and out 2 or 3 times. I think we'll see Matt Shireen play the entire second half. Coach Poole has to go with him. He's one of the ones that brought him here.
You bet. Lee makes it a 12-12 game at the 1:08 mark. And Shireen comes up. Shireen's a 55% shooter for the season. He'll get untrapped. You've got to believe that. Braxic turns and shoots and missed. And the Foxes rebound and run. Sturm on the fly. Tricky move, layup, missed. But Sloan was there.
Excellent hustle down the floor by Brian Sloan following up that missed layup.
40 seconds. Sloan has 7. Braxic has 6. The game's that close. McLeansboro by 2, 33 seconds first half. Will Flanagan go for 1?
I think they will now, Frank.
Braxic has 3 fouls, stayed in with 3 fouls. He's at high post left. You're looking at Matt Shireen with the ball. Outside with Gehrig. Clock says 15. Shireen says start the offense. 12. 8. Scott Reese. Scott Reese is fouled. No, Scott Reese is called for a charging foul with 4 seconds left, and Jerry Poole can't believe it. Scott Reese picks up the foul. 4 seconds. McLeansboro will have a chance for a shot, albeit a long one perhaps. Sturm all the way. 1 second shot is no good. It would have counted at the end of the first half. McLeansboro 14, Flanagan 12. We'll be back.
Scott Reese, we see the man going up. Scott Reese does kind of pull his way into the basket. There was a lot of contact. We had a very bad angle to start with. On the replay, it looks like it was a little better call, maybe.
Charging or blocking. Such a tough call in basketball all the time. And it won't take long to add up the numbers in this game. It was a 14-12 lead. And like you said, Keith Baldwin and Art, it's just been one of those defensive struggles so far in the first half. And the big men have matched each other. I think that 3 fouls on Braxic's a very big factor in the game.
Well, that's been the big story of the first half, I think, Frank. The outstanding defensive play of Flanagan's guards, I think they're fun to watch. Brian Gundy is really fun to watch playing defense. But I think Matt Shireen is also a story of frustration at this point. If he gets straightened out, I think Flanagan may be all right. But as I say, we knew it'd be a close ball game, but not quite this low scoring.
Let's take a look at that scoring now that you bring it up. And individually, Kurt Reed has 2 for the Foxes. Kirsch didn't score. 7 for Brian Sloan and 2 fouls, remember. Tracy Sturm with 2, and Darren Lee playing on that tough ankle with 3 points, 1 foul. Now going over to Flanagan, Shireen with 2 points and 1 foul. Reese got that last charge with 2 points and a foul. Braxic in the middle, 6 points but 3 fouls. Dan Perry has 2 points, and Gundy didn't score, picked up 2 personal fouls. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Prior to coming down here, Flanagan along the tournament trail was shooting 62% as a ball club from the field. They shot 35% yesterday. Right now, they're shooting 17% in this ball game. And indeed, it does make a difference. Sure, the defenses are better. The opposition's better, but there's a lot of pressure.
14-12. Braxic, 54, has 3 fouls. Sloan on the other side, 2 fouls. McLeansboro starts with the tip. Sturm to Reed to the basket. Kurt Reed has 4.
Excellent pass from Tracy Sturm for the assist.
Now Dan Perry. Let's see the original starting lineup. Here's Shireen. Moves inside, shovels it up, rolls it off, and Kevin Kirsch is there for the rebound. Darren Lee still playing on that ankle. Comes to the right side to Kurt Reed. Watch him. Charging foul on Kurt Reed. He cleared out Scott Reese.
Okay, this time we'll watch Scott Reese, who was called for charging himself at the end of the first half. This time he cut that baseline off. Charging foul with the elbow on number 32, Kurt Reed.
And you realize that McLeansboro has not had to use Rod Irvin at all today, who scored 11 points in a relief effort for Lee yesterday. So they have a pretty good reserve, hasn't even gotten in the game as yet.
And who went to the offensive board with some authority.
Absolutely.
Good observation, Art. And here's the pass inside to Braxic. The turnaround one-hander is down. Braxic with 8. And he's the type of guy that can bring you back if you're far back. Flanagan isn't. They're 2 down.
I think we'll see Bill Braxic with the ball a lot more this second half, Frank.
Look how spread out the McLeansboro offense is right now. Now they get in tighter. Sloan's outside and drills it. Brian Sloan with 9. And McLeansboro by 4. 6:50, third quarter. Matt Shireen's going to take it. That looks like a rhythm jump shot from a good shooter.
I think that was Gary Poole's talk at the halftime. You notice Shireen has taken 2 of the first 3 shots. He knows he has to get points out of Shireen.
He's a 15-point-a-game scorer, and he's a great shooter. Here comes Kurt Reed, blocked by Braxic. And Kurt Reed just had about a 16-footer block behind him and out of bounds. There's David Lee of the Foxes. They have the ball. Darren Lee with it. That's his son. In it goes to Brian Sloan. Double, triple team. Foxes hold control. Lee. McLeansboro with the ball and a 2-point advantage. Look at Sloan. Wheels it underneath. Kurt Reed on a fade. Braxic changed the direction of that shot a little bit. And Flanagan shoots for the tie. Reese fakes and moves. Here comes Shireen. Braxic. .550, and the game is tied on Braxic's 10th point.
For McLeansboro, the nice thing about having Sloan up so high, look how far away from the basket that brings Bill Braxic.
What a beautiful give and go. Sloan and Reed. And Darren Lee got the basket, his 5th point.
The result of Braxic being up so far from the basket that he couldn't be a goaltender for them.
Now the Falcons with the ball. Shoot back to tie, and Reese tries and hits the bottom of the net. 4 points for Scott Reese. It's 20-20.
And both clubs are a lot looser in the second half.
5:14 to go. The Foxes come to the right. Sturm. High post is Sloan. Right behind him is Braxic. Third quarter, 5 minutes to play. Kirsch doesn't shoot much, but is valuable, as we've pointed out. Sloan has it slapped away, got it back. Still with it. Tracy Sturm to Reed for a pop. Kurt Reed with 6. 22-20.
Kurt Reed's a nice jump shooter, Frank. Averages 13, 14 points a game for them. Fine shooter.
His father came down before the game to talk to us and visit, and he's all pumped up and excited, as all these parents and fans are on both sides. Perry to Reese along the baseline. McLeansboro leads by 2, and Flanagan is ready to tie it up with a 2-pointer here. Into Braxic. Look where you throw that ball. Look how high. Braxic never brought it down, put in his 12th point, and the game is tied.
And soft touch, Frank. Just laid on that rim, thought about it, and dropped through.
Bob Donowald, if he's watching, is smiling. Braxic will attend Illinois State. 4 minutes, third quarter, all deuces on the board, 22 all. Reed on the move, wasn't set for the shot, but Sturm grabbed the rebound. Now it's loose. Kirsch slings it up. Now Flanagan can take the lead. Shireen is way outside. 3:35 left in the third. You're watching the IHSA Class A boys semifinal action. Shireen makes his move and takes his shot. Braxic is there. He's fouled by Kirsch. Braxic had the inside position.
Okay, we see Matt Shireen once again going up to the 13-footer. He can't get it to drop, but watch Big Bill Braxic. Inside position, fouled on the shot. Fouled on the tip, so we'll take it out of bounds. No shot.
For Flanagan, Lee Ringenberg in, Scott Reese out. Here comes Shireen again. He missed the works. Braxic tracks it back. He shoots. Who's got this? Shireen. Flanagan will get 3 pops, and Perry goes.
Cold or not, you don't give anyone 3 cracks at the basket.
I was going to say, good shooting ball club. Sooner or later, they're going to find a way to get it down, aren't they?
Just under 3 minutes, third quarter. Flanagan by 2, and McLeansboro with the ball. Set play is a fist. Kurt Reed is going to run into and get called for a charging foul. Perry saw it coming and made the big defensive play. Kurt Reed picked up the foul, his second. And now, McLeansboro says timeout. 2:48 to go in the third. It's Flanagan by 2. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company. Double-A tourney and the DeKalb Pfizer Genetics, and it's more than 1,100 dealers here in Illinois. Invite you to join us on the IHSA network for all the games, as well as the 2 girls championship games, March 26th.
Frank, people wonder how you score 12 points and a half, how you shoot 17% from the field and still in the ball game. Just the example of that defensive play you just saw by Dan Perry. Outstanding defense by Flanagan.
There's a whistle and a foul as Braxic got the ball. Kirsch fouled him. His second quick foul, both against Braxic. Kevin Kirsch is a 6'3" senior co-captain. He's 5th ranked academically in his class. Darren Lee is 3rd ranked academically. And reserve Scott Wilkerson is ranked number 1 in that McLeansboro class. Braxic turns. Bottom of the net. Bill Braxic with 14, and Flanagan pulls up to a 4-point advantage.
Frank Flanagan has not committed a foul in the second half. 3 on McLeansboro. That bonus rule can be a factor.
And Art, I think that Flanagan is playing more like the Flanagan team has all year. They're back in the regular offense with Shireen taking his shots and looking for Braxic.
Sloan on the move. Inside it goes to Kirsch. He's hemmed in. Sloan to Reed. He'll take it up. He's fouled from behind. Braxic's fourth, and Braxic knew it the moment he did it. Just a reflex action to reach for that ball.
Bill Braxic found himself in a no-win situation. As you will see, watch him reaching over from behind. And there's no way when you're 7 feet tall. You can't hide out there, Frank.
There's Jerry Poole, and he's going to say spread them out. And they're going to take Bill Braxic out of the game. There he goes. Scott Gehrig comes on for him.
Here's Irvin checking into the line for the first time for McLeansboro.
And Lee gets a rest.
He's taking Lee out because he knows he's going to have to chase that ball a little bit defensively. And offensively for McLeansboro, you think Brian Sloan might get the ball a few times?
Kurt Reed knocks in the free throw. He has 7. It's a 3-point Flanagan lead at 2:05. Here's one of the finest athletes around, Kurt Reed. Made them both. 26-24. Flanagan with 2 minutes. And now the Falcons may take 1 shot here. They may do anything. They've got Braxic out with 4 fouls. They may let the air out. They're in a 4 corners offense. I heard Jerry Poole say spread them out. They've got some people that can handle the ball.
I think a very good call by Coach Poole, no matter what happens there.
22 on your screen is Irvin in for the McLeansboro. He's a 6'3" senior. 1:30. They've knocked a half a minute off the clock, and they've got a 2-point lead. They're winding down the third quarter.
And as I noted, I think that was an excellent substitution on the part of the McLeansboro coach because he knew that his son Darren Lee was not going to be able to run up and down the floor chasing this ball.
He was limping rather noticeably as he came off, too, so that ankle bound to be sore at the very best.
Shireen keeps the ball, and McLeansboro slashes at the passes that are made. Now they've taken a full minute off. We're down to 1 minute, third quarter. Shireen barges in, is double team, and gets it back to Gundy. The Foxes haven't fouled, and Flanagan hasn't committed a control error. Bodies go flying away from the ball. That's what you heard the crowd reaction for. Perry, 35 seconds. Flanagan, 26. McLeansboro, 24. Third quarter, semifinals.
Well, these two clubs are well coached, aren't they? Both of them.
They really are. Shireen. Now we're down to 20 seconds to go in the third. And they've melted the 2 minutes all the way. Man-to-man by the Foxes. The Falcons want one shot. Shireen pops. Rebound, Irwin. 8 seconds. Maybe they took the shot too early. Irwin's in trouble in the back. He wheels it up ahead. Flanagan gets it. Shireen throws it three-quarter court. And that's the end of the third quarter. With Flanagan, 26. McLeansboro, 24. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. McLeansboro at 30-3 has an advantage to start the quarter in that Bill Braxick, the 7-foot Flanagan center, is not in the game. He's sitting with 4 fouls.
The advantage that Flanagan has if they continue to hold this ball, remember the point Art made earlier, McLeansboro is not in the bonus. And as long as Flanagan's holding the ball, a free throw situation remains in Flanagan's favor.
And Flanagan gets the tip, and the ball is tipped off of Gundy to McLeansboro. And there's your team stats. After 3, Flanagan now shooting 29% on 11 more shots than McLeansboro. McLeansboro 30%. Free throwings, Flanagan's only got 2. 6 out of 8 from McLeansboro. Rebounds, 25-21 Flanagan. Turnovers, 9 from McLeansboro, 5 for the Falcons.
Scott Wilkerson has come in at the other guard, replacing Sturm for McLeansboro.
5'11" senior, number 30, Wilkerson. Here's Kurt Reed pulling up and sending it up. He followed it. Looking at the battle for the ball, and a foul's going to be called on Irvin of the Foxes, going for the rebound. Rod Irvin.
That Shireen will go to the free throw line. A loose ball foul.
Now let's see. How long will Jerry Poole leave Bill Braxick out? I guess it depends on the score.
I think that's exactly it. I think as long as Flanagan's ahead, he certainly won't come back at this point.
Nice guess, fellas.
It shows what we know, doesn't it?
As soon as we got the words out of our mouth, Poole pulled him right off the bench. Shireen makes the free throw. He's got 5. Braxick in. Ringenberg out. And Jerry Poole still says spread them out. Now, would you, if you were the Foxes, would you blindside pick Braxick somehow, try to get him out of there?
I would do anything possible I could. I'd pick him. I'd come at him.
There's a press. In the backcourt, Irwin, it's a 4-point Flanagan lead, 28-24. Look at the count. The count is still on, and the Foxes don't beat it. Flanagan's defense prevails.
That's one way to keep Bill Braxick out of foul trouble, not let him get the ball over half court.
10th turnover on McLeansboro. 6 so far on Flanagan, and David Lee is very unhappy. Wilkerson is out. Tracy Sturm is in. Now Darren Lee is going to come back for Irvin. There's Jerry Poole. Braxick has it go off his hand and out of bounds. So one of your co-sponsors of these IHSA telecasts is Stauffer Chemical. The folks at Stauffer are delighted to have you with us, and they invite you to join us tonight for the title game, third and championship. Coming up yet this afternoon, the Havana Ducks against the Indians of Lawrenceville, defending unbeaten state title holders. That's Lee. The Foxes need a hoop and go inside to Brian Sloan to get it. And he can't get it, but Kurt Reed battles the board, swatted away by Braxick, picked up by Perry. Braxick was there. 6:50 to go. See, watch Flanagan take some time off the clock. Shireen Shereen, tricky dribble, gives it up, whistle. Foul is on Tracy Stern of the Foxes. His first.
I have to wonder what's going through the mind of Jim Braxtick, the older brother of Bill, who quarterbacked Flanagan to a state football championship in 1974. And, of course, he's a coach and teacher himself now, intently watching this one this afternoon.
There's timeout on the court. Flanagan's holding a 4-point lead at 6:42, and we'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a minute. By 5, 6. Shireen, a 77% foul shooter. They're perfect as a team from the free throw line, 6 out of 6. They're undefeated. And now, can McLeansboro come back? We've got 6:28 to find out. Sloan thinks so. Brian Sloan with 11. He shot outside that time. Watch the pressure by the Foxes. That's a spread offense by Flanagan.
That spread offense is made very effective knowing that Bill Braxtick is under the basket. If those guards can split and kick off to him.
Braxtick is being watched by Kevin Kirsch. The clock is under 6 minutes now. Matt Shireen wheels the ball high to Braxtick. Underneath it goes to Reese. Steps in, puts it up, off the board. Rebound, Sloan. Good defensive work and a good rebound by Brian Sloan.
I'm sure that's not the shot that Jerry Poole had in mind, Frank.
Reese got himself under the basket, tried a reverse layup. Kurt Reed in the corner. 5.5 to play. Flanagan by 4. Who will take the shot here for the Foxes? Sloan, 3 people on him. Stolen by Gundy. 2-on-1 Flanagan. And they control.
But Gundy and Perry did an outstanding job of helping Bill Braxtick defensively that time.
Sloan's out in the corner on Reese. Braxtick's in the paint. He turns. He's got a 5-footer. Point blank. Shireen rebounds long. Under 5 minutes. 30-26 Flanagan. Frank Bassoni, Art Kimball, Keith Baldwin. Hope you're enjoying the action from Assembly Hall. Semifinals. McLeansboro has to chase the pony now. They're 4 down, and Flanagan's holding on to it. They'll take only high percentage shots here. .430. Braxtick steps up down low. Jerry Poole gets up. You can see him in the corner of your screen there to yell about movement away from the ball. Into Braxtick. He knocks down Sloan. He missed the rebound. No whistle, and it's the Foxes' ball. No harm, no foul, I guess. Could have gone either way. It didn't go either way. Set play to Darren Lee. Drives in, puts it up and missed. Braxtick rebound. Foul on Sloan. His third.
On the replay, we'll watch as Bill Braxtick will come down with the rebound, and we see Brian Sloan on the arm. Braxtick going to the line. 3rd foul on Sloan.
Again, we have the situation, fellas, where only 1 foul in the second half on Flanagan. So McLeansboro is nowhere near the bonus. The Falcons are on the bonus right now and have been the last couple of trips.
Good point, and Flanagan is perfect at the free throw line. 15 for Braxtick. 7 for 7.
Big guy can play a little bit, can't he?
You bet he can play. He can play for anybody. I can't think of a college coach that wouldn't like to have him. He's got 16. They're still perfect at the foul line. The lead is 6, and there's under 4 minutes now. And Flanagan is smelling its 30th win without a loss. And a chance to play for the state championship. Who will it be? Sloan. The Foxes need offense. And a foul on Gundy of the Falcons. There's Gundy. And that's one thing Jerry Poole doesn't want. They don't want McLeansboro to score with the clock stopped.
Well, they still have that bonus rule in their favor. That's only the second Flanagan foul of the second half, so it's going to take 3 more. But Jerry doesn't want to risk those next 3, for sure.
Darren Lee. Outside, we're down to 3:35 in the game. Watch Kurt Reed free himself. He just plants and shoots. Tip by Kirsch. Rebound Braxic. Flanagan in control of the game now. 32-26. The Falcons and the Foxes have scratched and clawed throughout this whole thing. Shireen is free. Goes in. He bounces. He tips. And Sturm has it. The Foxes hurry. Sturm's going to take it all the way. Missed it. Rebound Sloan. Foul Flanagan. It's on Reese.
Okay, some helter-skelter action here. As we go to the basket with the ball, Reese comes over, fouls on the arm. Two-shot foul coming up for Tracy Sturm.
Inside it goes to Kirsch. It was a non-shooting violation and a block by Braxic. Flanagan, remember, has only committed 3 fouls in the second half. 2:57. Flanagan by 6 and the ball. They are in the driver's seat right now. And the enemy of the Foxes is the clock. They're going to have to foul. They do. Sturm fouls Shireen. And he nearly had his pocket picked. There's handsome Tracy Sturm. But Shireen got fouled. And he is a good-looking foul shooter. Now there's timeout on the court. 2:41 to play. Flanagan by 6. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
When it comes to being an optimist, no.
2 minutes and 41 seconds left in this semifinal action. And Flanagan leads 32-26.
It'll be interesting to watch now as far as the McLeansboro defense chasing this four-corner offense. So far, they've been doing it with a straight one-on-one, man-to-man pressure. Be interested to see if they go to a half-court trap, maybe a more gambling-type, 2 men after the ball type defense. But so far, with 2:41 to go, it's been one-on-one.
And McLeansboro has to go after the ball. Flanagan's only committed only 3 fouls. Now Darren Lee is going to check out as Scott Wilkerson is in for the Foxes, just for mobility purposes. And Matt Shireen, who's got 8 points in the game and 4 for 4 at the foul line, is there now. He missed. Kurt Reed, that's the first miss by Flanagan at the foul line in the game. Kurt Reed. They need points. 2.5 minutes left. Sloan turns in the lane, puts it up, missed it. He got it back, foul. Foul is on Scott Reese. That would be Reese's 3rd foul.
Okay, Brian Sloan getting the ball on the high post, goes up to the shot. He misses it, but watch him follow that shot to the offensive board.
Much like his father, he's quite a competitor, isn't he?
He certainly is, Frank.
Kirsch throws it out long to Tracy Sturm. Here's Reed. 2:22 to go. Foxes need to get a shot. Sloan's going to take one. Bang! Brian Sloan with 13. It's a 4-point game. And Flanagan has the lead in the ball. 2:10 to go. What a game. Look at the press. Perry gets free. The ball's loose. Flanagan has it. 2 minutes. Foul on Gundy charging. Gundy knocked down Wilkerson. His 4th foul. The turnover gives the ball to the Foxes.
Okay, watch this replay now. Scott Wilkerson, number 30, comes over. Excellent defensive position for the charge.
Good play by Wilkerson. 1:58 left. It's a 4-point Flanagan lead. There's timeout. We'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a minute. Frank Bassoni along with Art Kimball and Keith Baldwin at the Assembly Hall. Final period, semifinal. Flanagan 32, McLeansboro 28, 1:58 to go, but the Foxes have the basketball. They could cut it to 2 right here. They're in green. Flanagan in white on the defense. Brian Sloan's been the man. They take the ball away from him. Gundy makes the play. And Shireen comes up. Flanagan now is fouled. Tracy Sturm fouled Shireen, and that's the man that I think Jerry Poole would pick to go to the foul line.
Brian Gundy has to be one of the most underrated basketball players to play in the Assembly Hall ever. He just does it all.
Gundy is 5'9", 160 pounds, 17-year-old senior. There's Tracy Sturm.
Gundy hasn't scored a point and has been tremendously valuable.
Look at Shireen. 9th point. He's only missed 1 free throw. He's made 5 out of 6. He got them both. 34-28 with 1:40. McLeansboro must hurry, and Kurt Reed can do that. Sturm on the baseline. Shot is up and down and out, and Braxton has it. Flanagan has the ball on the fly. The Falcons are flying toward their 30th in a row, and a foul on Tracy Sturm. 1:21 to play. 4 fouls on Sturm.
What a tremendously battling effort McLeansboro has put up in this ball game, but it's amazing Braxton has just come back in early in the 4th quarter, stayed out of foul trouble. He just got a big rebound.
Now there's timeout at 1:21. Stay with us. We'll be back. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. We'll go to the free throw line for the Falcons with 1 minute and 21 seconds to go, and his team leading by a half dozen.
I'm sure this is the man that David Lee wanted McLeansboro to foul when they fouled Shireen the time before. Of course, you don't always get your choice as coaches. You know who you want to foul, but the good shooters usually have the ball, Frank.
Gundy shoots free throws at 56%. And he missed, and Sloan rebounds. And here come the Foxes in a hurry. Kurt Reed runs it up and in. Kurt Reed, a 4-point game, 1 minute 11.
They needed that fast basket, and they got it.
Reed really has athletic ability. He just darted down the court, pulled up, and socked it in. Now 4 corners, Flanagan. 1 minute to play in the game. Foul on Wilkerson. There's 1 minute left. That will get Scott Reese to the line, a 71% foul shooter. He hasn't tried one yet today.
McLeansboro is flying at them now in that half-court trap that we alluded to earlier.
Reese was pretty crafty. He was playing through that foul, Keith. He kind of leaned on Wilkerson, if anything.
Another miss. Another rebound by the Foxes. They've got 57 seconds to go. Can they catch Flanagan, who's leading by 4? Sloan fakes, turns, shoots. Rebound Sturm. Rebound. Reed, 2. Reed scores with 39 seconds, a 2-point game. 12 points. Timeout. McLeansboro. 39 seconds to go, and McLeansboro has fought back to within 2.
Tremendous action under this offensive board.
That's Tracy Sturm. No, it isn't. It was Kirsch.
Great serve by Kirsch. Look at the fake going up over Braxic. 2 points.
And Kurt Reed, and there you see the clock with 39 seconds now left, and Flanagan 34-32. Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents in Illinois are happy to be co-sponsoring these basketball telecasts, and we sincerely hope that you're enjoying our presentation as much as we're enjoying being here at courtside.
They also then had time to call the timeout, so now we'll see the full court pressure and try to deny the ball inbounds, I'm sure. Be interesting to see who they foul or when they foul, Frank.
Let's see if Flanagan tries to get the ball inbounds into the hands of Matt Shireen.
I'm sure they will.
Flanagan has not had a field goal in the final period out of their spread. They've scored all their points at the line. 8 out of 11 at the stripe in the 4th quarter.
Very interesting. All right, they set up. And Dan Perry will throw the ball in. And they're looking for Shireen, and they found him. And he's fouled immediately. Immediately by Kurt Reed, his 3rd. And the clock ticked 1 second, and that was the plan, and Flanagan executed perfectly.
Flanagan executed perfectly. I wonder if McLeansboro did. You know, I think maybe you'd have just as soon lost 4 or 5 more seconds until he had to give the ball up and maybe foul someone else, Frank.
Shireen, at 77% on the year, has got 10 in the game. free throws out of 7. Flanagan by 3. Flanagan by 4. Shireen again under pressure. Sturm all the way to the baseline. Sturm, rebound Sloan. 36-34, 28 seconds. Foul on Wilkerson. He fouls Gundy. And Jerry Poole is up saying to Shireen, we wanted you to catch the ball in bounds. But this time it's Gundy.
This time it worked in favor of McLeansboro because I'm sure they want Gundy to go to the line. There were no timeouts left for McLeansboro. That's why they were not able to call one after that basket.
Let me point something out. We pointed out earlier in this tournament that Matt Shireen wasn't shooting like we know he could. He came back to not only shoot well, but deliver those free throws under great pressure. That's a credit to him.
Probably as big a free throws as he ever shot in his life.
And Gundy missed. And now McLeansboro with 23 seconds can tie. You see the clock. Shooting for a tie, the Foxes in green, and what a tremendous game this has been. Kurt Reed, stop, shoot, miss. Braxic rebounds, 8 seconds. Foul on Kevin Kirsch. And now, with 7 seconds to play, Kirsch commits the foul. Don't forget, Lawrenceville and Havana coming up next. And one of these teams will be in the title game. Braxic has 4 for 4, 16 points, and 4 for 4 at the charity stripe. A 63% free throw shooter. 1 in bonus. He hit the bottom of the net. Flanagan by 3.
I think you can collect the songbooks now, Frank, because remember, McLeansboro has no timeouts left. They could hold the ball out of bounds the last 5 seconds if McLeansboro did score.
Braxic with 18, and Flanagan will have a perfect record when they go to the title game. Sturm fires way outside. It bounces. The game, let's wait a minute, there's a whistle first. 1 second left. Flanagan is going to go into the title game undefeated. And there you see the Flanagan Falcons embracing each other on the court. And they've turned away a brilliantly talented and well-coached McLeansboro team here in a semifinal that was just a great game. David Lee just walked down, shook Jerry Poole's hand, said, good game, coach, and good luck to you tonight. Flanagan doesn't depend on luck. They depend on people like Braxic and Shireen and Perry and Gundy and Reese and all the rest. Braxic with now 19 points, and there she is. The final score is Flanagan 39, McLeansboro 34, and Flanagan is now 30-0 as happy Jerry Poole talks to the players. And the players know they're in the title game. Jerry Poole's got a tear running down his cheek as he walked right by us, and that's a tear of happiness. And it's really something how special this is to these young people. The winners, Flanagan, 30-0. Will they play another undefeated team for the state title? We'll find out pretty soon, because coming up next will be Havana and Lawrenceville, the unbeaten defending state champion. We'll be back in just a moment. One of your network sponsors.